Um,
Hey, this is Sports Slaw with Lomas Brown, the pro.
and Deb Schneider, I'm the prof. And together, we're the pro and the prof. With that intro, we don't need to say anything, right?
I know. That was different there. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice job, Ray.
Yeah, breaking out the holiday theme. Yeah, I like that. I like that. Yeah. So the most important question during the holidays, are you done with your shopping?
Actually, I am.
Oh, wow. That's impressive.
I am not, however, ready.
Okay. Okay. That's impressive because I'm not. So that is impressive. I'm impressed with people that are done with their shopping by now.
Well, I'm gonna do a shout out to my favorite store, Amazon.com.
Oh yeah, yeah. I think you and millions others. That's their favorite
Absolutely.
spot. Yes. So just sit in front of the computer screen, see what you like, hit a couple of buttons. Bam, 2 or 3 days, you got whatever you ordered sitting right at the house waiting on you. That's convenience right there.
I mean, it is amazing how Amazon has changed shopping because, you know, to get into the changes in technology and everything. By the way, are you done?
No.
Are you ready?
No, it's probably going to be monetary gifts, gift cards, monetary gifts. Therefore, I don't have to put a whole bunch of thought into it. And they can go out and get whatever they want. I don't have to worry about Wendy taking my gifts back. So, that's, I'm thinking ahead. I'm ahead of the curve right now, Deb.
I will say the gift you got for me was fabulous.
Yes,
it is fabulous.
Oh, yes, it is. Man, it's up front in the kitchen. I should have had it sitting right here. Yes.
No. The gift you got me.
Oh, you talking about, the car.
Yeah, for all of our listeners, Lomas got me movies for a year.
Yeah,
at Imagine Theater. So shout out to Imagine Theaters. I'm really excited.
Yes, shout out to them. I love those people over there. They treat us really well. So they're great people over there. So patronize the movie theater. If you're not scared, please go back and patronize the movie theaters.
Right, absolutely, because they do need it, and I am looking forward to it. I've actually got four friends lined up for my next movies.
So you lining friends up, huh, Deb?
I'm lining friends up. I am going to go to those movies. I'm going to buy that popcorn.
Yeah, and for everybody out there, that's how they make their money. They don't make their monies off of the movies. They make their money off concessions. So if you go to the movies, please buy popcorn, candy, sodas. Yeah, please help them out.
Absolutely. And just wear your mask. Get vaccinated, wear your mask.
Yes.
So, but I really appreciate it. So thank you.
Oh, you're so welcome. So welcome.
And I got Lomas a big mug that says Sports Law.
That's what I was talking about. So next time we do it, it's going to be sitting right here so everybody can see it, Sports Law. And it is a big one. It's a big mug for a big fella.
Big mug, big guy.
Yeah.
What can I say? So tonight we're going to delve into the world of college sports, which we haven't really visited for a little bit.
Yeah, it's been a while. You're right.
It has been. And I'm really excited because we've got 2 college athletes, of course, football players, because football players are the best, right?
Yeah.
Shouldn't say that. I shouldn't have said that. That's bad. Okay. But we've got Rocco Spindler from Notre Dame.
Yeah.
And
Rocco.
How's it going, Lomas?
I'm good, Rocco.
And we've got Reggie Pearson Jr. from Texas Tech now.
See, Reggie's a regular too. You know what I'm saying? Reggie's a friend of the program.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So no, go ahead, Deb.
No, go ahead. We've got the defensive line. We've got the offensive line. We've got 2 different schools. Reggie, you've been a transfer. Rocco, you're Notre Dame through and through. And I'm excited to talk to you. Lomas, you had You wanted to start?
Yeah, I know. I want to thank those guys for coming on. I know it's getting towards the busy part of the year. Bowl game season is upon us. And, just kind of want to ask each one of you guys, like, okay, how different was this year? I know we've been going through the COVID. I know we got this new variant now. You guys probably got all kind of testing that you guys have to do. But how was this year? How was it mentally? How was it on the field? Just kind of explain how this COVID year was for you guys.
Yeah, so my freshman year coming in here, Notre Dame, really didn't expect much. Had really no idea, what to expect. And when I got here in February, you got COVID testing, multiple times, a day. You got to be masked up, 6 feet apart, stuff like that. And I really couldn't create like a bond, with players and guys in the dorm and stuff like that because everybody's just trying to be cautious with everything going on. And the vaccine comes out, towards spring, and everybody gets that, and you kind of just see a flip, a switch, and guys start getting together more. We start creating relationships and bonding together, going out, fishing, stuff like that, and that's where it kind of started to take over for me. I was like, wow, this is actually pretty special. And come summer and the workouts and stuff like that, doing it together. Was just a lot different than the winter. And that kind of, switched my brain of, wow, I'm actually in college now. And, this is pretty legit. And, then you get to, the season and, you still got to be masked up in certain states and stuff like that. But, you still got to be cautious and, in the meeting rooms, it's got, you got to be pretty safe there. But, playing and, playing against other great guys, that's where it kind of starts up.
Yeah, like piggybacking off of Rocco, is just more of like, from my experience, is way different because I had to change my school. I'm in a whole different state, and then like at the same time dealing with COVID. So like when I first got here, I kind of was like more of getting tested for the most part. The little nose swabs and all that other stuff. Nobody likes that. But I eventually got vaccinated. Took my first and my second shot, and then kind of still had the precautions. But like being here in like Texas, everything's like more open. It's more like kind of free for all to do kind of whatever you feel like it is. Either you wear a mask or you don't. So usually when I go to like places with like a ton of people or like tight spaces, I have my mask on and kind of like just keep my distance, just make sure everybody else is okay, because it's elderly and younger kids that like not so like safe on that side. So kind of just doing my part with that, and then my teammates is kind of don't really think about it as much. It's more of we go into the facilities and we hang out, kind of get the bonding portion of it all, and just with practice, the locker room talk, and even outside of the facilities, just going to hang out, like go bowling or go out to eat or whatever and stuff. So it was a little bit different for me completely, but like that's something that like we could talk about a little bit like later in the conversation.
Yeah. So the bonding of the teams, and Reggie, I'm going to keep you on the hot spot for just a little longer.
Okay.
You were at Wisconsin. And last we talked to you, you were with Wisconsin, and then you couldn't get a medical clearance, and you went into the transfer portal, right? And transferred down to Texas. Tell us a little bit about that. How did that work? I know that's a big question, and it's probably an hour-long conversation.
Yeah. It was definitely hard at that time, just like kind of grasping the fact that I couldn't get cleared. And just the fact that like what I like pretty much practiced and promoted myself my entire life, it was just got taken away like so easily. So it was just a little bit different for me, and had to like mask my emotions through the whole process, so I didn't like be biased towards anything, and kind of just had talks with my families, had nights where I had to have long talks with my dad about what I want to do, what I plan to do, if that regarded football or if it was just regarding the life after it. So
Mhm.
um, I eventually, through that whole time, I eventually got cleared, and once I got cleared, I hit the portal. Had some talks with Wisconsin, but it still kind of went like kind of stayed the same with what they decided. So I just went further than that, and kind of me and my family made the better decision to move on to continue my career because I knew exactly what I wanted. I knew how I felt. I knew that I was healthy, and I didn't want to just get out of like what I love so much on somebody else's terms.
Mm.
Mhm. Yeah.
So once I hit the portal, I was talking to a bunch of schools, um, FBS, FCS, and majority of FBS schools kind of like held back on me because they didn't want to like deal with the liability part of it all, just like uh, the decision that Wisconsin had. So everybody kind of sat back on me or whatever, and I eventually started getting FCS offers. So my first one was Missouri State, and then it just kind of went on with that, and I eventually committed to South Dakota because I had one of my ex high school teammates went there. He had transferred from Iowa to South Dakota, and he was kind of like just giving me the insight of like what was there. I did all my research of like how campus look, would I enjoy myself there, how far is it from where I'm from or from people that I'm associated with, my loved ones and all stuff like that. So did my research on that, so it kind of made my decision a little bit easier. I had a good relationship with the coaches kind of immediately, so it just made it easier for myself. And once I committed there, I got a DM from the Texas Tech coordinator, and he said, "Call me, stud." I said, "Okay, cool." So I called him and chopped it up about what I was going through and kind of my decision of committing to South Dakota and like what I felt like I was still capable of and what was my vision. Just had a full conversation about what was going on in that moment. And he kind of told me, like, I don't want to get your hopes up like all these other, like, big schools are and selling you dreams when we not sure of how this going to go. So he told me he was going to give me a call in a month and let everything kind of, like, go with the flow and stuff like that. So I was like, all right, cool. Waited like a month, got a call from him, and he was like, I'm gonna get you on the like a kind of like this, like what the heck, I can't think. Zoom. Get me on. Yeah, I can't even think. It's been
We live on Zoom.
yeah. So got me on Zoom with every coach here, the strength coach, and all that other stuff, and kind of gave me the runaround of who everybody was, what they do, their visions of the program, and their visions for me entering their program. So I eventually got offered that. In that conversation, I cried. I ain't gonna lie, I cried. But that kind of like was just the turning point from all the stuff that I was going through in that moment, and I didn't really see any negative after that. Came down here. I still couldn't do anything because I wasn't cleared here yet. I only had the one clearance back at home at DMC. So when I came down here, it was just more of getting situated with housing, getting situated with my locker and all the other stuff, and just getting the in-person meetings with all the coaches and stuff like that. So that was pretty cool. And 3 days after that, they flew me to Boston to meet with a neurosurgeon at Boston Mass General. No way I can pronounce his name, but he eventually cleared me and just gave me a better feel of what I was going through or what my condition was, made me feel a lot more confident in entering back into my sport and being confident in playing how everybody know how I play. So it was a pretty good experience getting that feeling. Then I also got cleared by Mayo Clinic and then that's when I kind of just kicked off from there. Worked out, and fall
Great.
camp. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
What a story.
And see, that's a little different. Rocco, you can kind of, Reggie went through the transfer portal. You lost your coach. Your coach took another job. Chip Kelly took another job. Kelly took another job.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I'm sorry, Brian Kelly. I'm calling the man Chip Kelly. I'm thinking about Chip. But Brian Kelly took the LSU job. Was that something that you considered, Rocco, going in the transfer portal? And if you did or if you didn't, what was your thought process going in? Because like I say, it's just totally different from what Reggie went through, more medical with Reggie, but yours was more your coach moving on.
When I was getting recruited and stuff, I really didn't, I put coaching kind of last on my list. You don't really go to a school, from countless of teams and stuff like that. And, players, they said, don't go to a school for a coach. And that's really kind of hard to, put in perspective because you're going to have, a coach, coach you. But, I did not think about, going in the, transfer portal. It's, I came here to Notre Dame to get my education, and be with, the best guys in the locker room and, in the country and, and have a chance, to, win a national championship and, get a national championship degree. When you come for a certain individual, I wish him the best of luck. He's going to do great things down there.
Yeah. Yeah. It's amazing now how, again, things happen with the transfer portal. It's amazing, like, again, all these coaches that are shifting jobs, that are moving on and everything. And like you say, Rocco, you didn't go because of the coach, right? You went because of the institution, where you have some players that go because of the coaches and the coaching staff that are there. And then again, if they leave, they're just put in a particular, in a situation where, it's not favorable for them all the time. So, again, just two different reasons why. But I guess having the ability, Deb, is the thing that I didn't have, or
Right.
Rocco's dad, Spindler, Mark Spindler didn't have when we were coming through. When you signed the scholarship back then, basically it was a 4-year
Yep.
scholarship. Now when they sign it, it's basically a year-to-year scholarship. And like I say, they do have the option of going in the transfer portal and trying to go to a better school if they feel it's better for them and get better opportunities that they feel like they want.
Yeah, it has definitely changed since way back then. But it used to be that you would commit to a school for 4 years, regardless of what happened. And there are a lot of cases out there. So collegiate sports has changed so much. And Reggie and Rocco, you guys are really reaping a lot of benefits of that. It's pretty exciting. I mean, if you talk to your dads, one of the other really, really big changes has been this name, image, likeness thing. And this hit June 21st, the Supreme Court decision comes down and NCAA loses, athletes win. And July 1st, we are off to the races with name, image, likeness. Now, it's a pretty exciting thing in terms of being able to actually profit off of your name, image, likeness and sell things, podcast, have a clothing line. And I know you're both looking at it a little bit differently because we talked about it just a little beforehand. I don't know who to ask first, but Rocco, what do you think about name, image, likeness? And then we'll hit Reggie because I know you got some exciting stuff on that.
I think it's just, a great opportunity to, build your brand and, build who you are because, football is going to take you as far as you can. The ball stops bouncing, but the stuff you do, in those 4 years and, what you can create out of yourselves and, the people who you surround yourself with, can be a lot bigger than what football was. I think football just kind of lays the foundation. And now you get to create and, create your brand, create who you are and, what you represent. And, I'm thankful for it. there's a lot of great benefits that come with it, but there's also great responsibility.
I love that. I love that.
Yeah, you gotta stay focused with everything. School, academics, football. Playing the sport. That got you there. For me, and myself, I've seen some of the benefits of it, but I haven't really been as focused on the NLI. I've been trying to focus on laying my own foundation, with football, and like football, carry it on. Try to build off that, and if the benefits come, they come. If they don't, they don't. It's really other individuals, from other schools say, hey, I want to get all the benefits as quick as possible, and that will kind of help lay the foundation. It's just all on how you see it.
Mm-hmm. Reggie, what have you got going on with name, image, likeness?
Quite a few things, but still working on a lot of things too. So, kind of like what Rocco said, it's a big responsibility. Like, kind of, I think the best way to go about it is to set a boundary for it. I've like the time that I do have off, I'm like heavy into it. It helps me kind of network and help me like integrate like what I've learned in school so far, and even just in general, like in life, it kind of helps me like display that to like other companies, display who I am, show my brand, but also I feel like it kind of helps me focus on my sport a little bit more. It helps me motivate myself a little bit more, because if I want to be a bigger brand, if I want to be a bigger name, I'm going to display that on the field every time I get a chance to. And then it'll help make it easier to network with certain companies, or make it easier for companies to come to you to look for work and stuff like that. So I think that's very important. And I'm very grateful that it eventually became a thing. I know they've been talking about it for quite some time, but yeah, I've had some benefits for sure. Not to an extent of a lot of people, but like a good amount. Started my own brand, clothing brand, just like more gear in general, more of like workout stuff or comfort stuff, just casual clothing and stuff like that. But yeah, I've had deals with clothing partnerships, and started that. Kind of linger off into like working pretty hard on the time I have off, and talking to more clothing brands, and even like edible companies. So just working my way around it is it's not easy, because like a lot of people it's easy to get lost into it. It's easy to kind of, oh, I want this, I want that, I'm gonna focus on that, and then you kind of lose your touch of what your real focus is watching film, studying your books, and just maintaining your schedule of being an athlete first, before you become into all this brand stuff and all that. But yeah.
I gotta tell a little story here. When I heard that they had won, I called Lomas, and his first words were, "It's about time."
Yeah.
Lomas, I mean, because you were in the other era. It's just so interesting. Rocco and Reggie, you guys are like going to be the grandfathers of this name, image, likeness thing.
That's true.
You're going to be telling your kids about what's going on.
Yeah.
And Lomas, what about your experience?
I mean, you're right, Deb. I mean, basically our NIL was a bowl game. You got a little per diem for playing in the bowl game, but that was about it. I mean, that was the way of getting your name out there, was actually going and playing in a bowl game, because you had a lot of people watching that game. It was normally a nationally televised game. And basically, like you said, you're going up against different competition. So that was kind of a way of kind of getting your name. If you're a good player, being able to get your name out there in the forefront. But for us, I mean, the only thing you got paid off was, like I said, you get a per diem. for getting in the bowl game, and that was basically it. And we had a lot of guys that could have made a lot of money back in the day, but just didn't have that opportunity to. So you're right. I mean, with Rocco and with Reggie, the timing is just perfect for them to get, for the laws to change and then for them to be able to make money. And the question I kind of wanted to ask you guys is, I know Reggie, you guys are going to the Liberty Bowl, and Rocco, you guys are going to the Fiesta Bowl. Again, do you guys think, because you have certain players, and I know certain players opt out of bowl games now, and a lot of them, they're getting ready to try to get ready for the draft, or getting ready for what they're going to do next as far as playing football. For you guys that are underclassmen, do you look at the bowl game as an opportunity, kind of like I did, to kind of get your name out there? We know the team. We already know the team is going to get out there and everything. But what about you guys as individuals? How are you guys being underclassmen? How are you all looking at these bowl games? Or are you just purely looking at them as it's the next game that we have to play and we want to win this game? How are you guys looking at the bowl games that y'all getting ready to play in?
No doubt. It's another opportunity, with any, playing and having it be televised and, having, scouts and other coaches look at you. I just, want an opportunity, showcase, what I can do on the field and especially off. It's just, guys get to rally around and, play for, a championship, get a ring and, seek some benefits that come for it to, kind of top off your season. I know, us and, in our locker room, we're pretty pumped and, ready to go, win the Fiesta Bowl.
Yeah.
Good luck. Good luck.
Yeah. Kind of the same, like more of taking the experience in, from starting with going to another city, going to another state, and kind of feeling the atmosphere, enjoying your experience there, but at the same time, being ready to display another opportunity, like who you are. This is going to be my third bowl game in 3 different conferences. So, like, a lot of times, like, my mentality is more of I don't want anybody to say, oh, he can't fit in this conference, or he can't play against, like, certain teams in different conferences and things like that. So I kind of take the opportunity and just go with it. I've played Oregon one year. The year before that, I played Miami, and then now I'm finna play Mississippi State. So those three different conferences where I'm able to display what I'm capable of and kind of just a joint experience in the competition that I'm finna go against.
Okay, so I have a real bowl game question here, guys. 42 bowl games this year. That's a lot more than there used to be.
Yes.
Yeah, a lot more than there used to be. Are there too many? It cuts both ways, because you all 3 of you have talked about the ability to showcase.
No, I don't think there is. I mean, some bowl games might mean more than others, but it gives the players an opportunity to play. We'll get them an extra game. Maybe coming off an injury, and hey, now I'm healthy, I get to play and help draft stock, or get young guys ready like me, for the following year. I don't think there's too many. I think it's just another opportunity.
Yeah. I'm gonna go the whole opposite way, but I feel like
good. I love controversy.
Yeah, I feel like the only reason it's too many, because like now here I'm at Tech, we went 6-6, like, so it's kind of like more of the deservance of being in a bowl game, like, and I feel like it lowers the competitor like mindset. It lowers the mentality of being great or being dominant. And coming from a dominant school that I was playing at, where we went 10-3 before we went to a bowl game, and it was just more of the mentality of, okay, yeah, we went 10-3, and we lost in a bowl game, we still not good enough. So I just feel like it just builds onto the competitive mindset of being the best, and like you want to kind of bring the grit for the next year and kind of not lower your expectations of who you are as a player, and you don't want to see your other teammates lower their expectations for themselves or get complacent with losing.
Yeah. For me, I think I'm kind of with Rocco. Just the opportunity to kind of give guys opportunities, smaller opportunities for some of the schools to be able to get out there and kind of get on the national, like I said a little earlier, get on the national stage, be able to get your name out there, go out and have a great game and get your name out there. Or like Rocco said, just get ready for next year. If you're a young guy, this is an opportunity to go against, like Reggie was saying, different guys out of totally different conferences that you may never play against, being in the conference that you're in, just getting that experience. And then I also think kind of getting out your comfort zone too, because again, when you travel, when you go into a new city, a new state, you're in a new hotel, you got a new practice schedule, you got a different field that you're practicing at. I think all those things too, because we're creatures of habit. I always say that about football players. You like things to be a certain way, and when they're not, sometimes it can kind of throw you off a little bit. Well, getting the opportunity to go to this bowl game, I think it can kind of prepare you for shifts or for different things that may come up throughout the course of a year that you would have to deal with. So, I kind of like it, even though it's a lot, and we know it's a money grab there. We already know it's a money grab for the corporations, for the networks. That's why they want as many as they can get. But, I do think you get more kids, more opportunities to showcase their skills.
Absolutely. It's an interesting question, I think, because it definitely is a money grab. I worry potentially about the extra game. We talk about it from the NFL, from the professional player perspective. An extra game can, Rocco, as you said, it can absolutely showcase, but it can also, up draft stock, but it can also decrease draft stock, or you can get hurt. I mean, on any given Sunday, it's kind of a scary thing. So let's have some fun here. What is your playing superstition? Like, do you have to tie your cleats a certain way? I know every athlete's got one, right? I got 3 of you. Come on. And Lomas, I've never asked you that.
Yeah, that is a different question there, Deb. Let me see. I hadn't had to string the shoes up in a long, long time. But back in the day, I
remember,
had to
though.
eat.
You remember.
Oh, yeah. It was a certain combination of food I had to have. Pre-game, if I didn't have it, I felt like my game was going to be off. So I already told it was a bowl of oatmeal. It was some bacon. I got to have the swine on there. So it was oatmeal, bacon. I throw a few eggs up there, but it was mostly the oatmeal, bacon, and toast. I had to have that before every game. That was my pregame ritual. Or if I felt like if I couldn't get that, I wasn't going to have a good game. And 9 out of 10 times, I guess it worked because, I ate it pretty much all the time. Might have missed 1 or 2 meals not having that, and I didn't have a good game having it, just not having it. So that's kind of my ritual. I don't remember it. Oh, and the smelling sauce, Rocco, Reggie. I had to break the capsule and get ready before the game. That was me, man, walking the sidelines, just inhaling all that ammonia, trying to get ready for the game. So those were my 2 things right there.
For me, all right. For me, it's pregame ritual. Get in the stadium, get dressed, get all your workout clothes and stuff on, and kind of taking it all in. From a player's walk or the escort, leading you to the stadium. That's just like all the stuff that I like to take in because it kind of shows like, wow, you've come this far, and there's still more to accomplish, but just being thankful for that aspect. But then, me, getting out of walking out to the tunnel and, right before, my cleats, hit the turf, I always, take a second, bow my head and, say a quick prayer, thankful for everything. And I usually kind of jog around the half the turf there, get to the 50-yard line because at number 50, I feel like it's just appreciating. And like I do like an X like on the turf on the 50 on our sidelines and kind of like say like another prayer. And then I don't know if you ever seen the movie Gladiator.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
He kind of gets to the Coliseum, grabs like the sand and dirt.
Yes.
Puts it in his hand, kind of smells it, and kind of gets ready for what he's about to do. And kind of like that's what I do. Like I grab the little pellets and kind of rub it in my hand, squat down a little bit, and smell it, and then rub it, and get into my pregame stuff. And then after I do all those drills, I kind of jog back around the side, and then at the corner of the end zone, I line my feet up, look and take a whole look at the whole stadium, say one more prayer, and then go down, grab the turf again, throw it up, and it's time to go.
Yeah.
I am so watching you in this bowl game.
I know. I like that. I like that. Did you hear Deb? He didn't say he grabbed the dirt or grass. It was the pellets, the little rubber pellets that's on there now.
Yeah.
Things have changed.
Yes.
Yeah, so, for me, I don't really think about it, but I'm pretty sure I do like certain stuff all the time. Like I know, like in warm-ups, like before, like just personal warm-ups before we actually do like any team warm-ups, whatever, I'll walk in the middle of the field and kind of like twist in the grass so like I can feel like if my cleats gonna stick when I break and all that stuff, and like just like different angles of doing that. And I kind of like before I even do that, I'll walk to the bench and like sit there for like a solid 10 minutes and like just look around and like take the whole atmosphere in so I don't like get overwhelmed or anything like that. And just I really just be chilling. Like I don't really think too much because like when I think too much, I just don't do great. So
Yeah.
I kind of just go with my day how it goes. Whenever we have night games though, so we had a bunch of night games this year. Every time we have a night game, I eat the same stuff before we go out. So I'll have a scoop of rice, I'll have 5 shrimps and like 2 pieces of like steak. Like
5 shrimp and what?
Like 2 pieces like sliced flanks.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
And lemon water. And I'll eat that every time before a game. And like it's just this automatic like, okay, I'm gonna get this fish shrimp. This is gonna make me have a play or whatever, like have that big play. So it's kind of just doing that. But I'll definitely before like we go out as a team, I win the game like right before the game start. I'll run out and I gotta scream because like if I don't scream, I don't feel like I'm there. I gotta like get some energy within myself and psych myself out, and just go about the game. I kind of block out the crowd after that.
Yeah, yeah. So Deb, that now that you brought that up, now you got me. So I've never been to Texas Tech campus. I've never been to Notre Dame campus and everything. So I know Notre Dame got touchdown Jesus. Am I right about that? Mm-hmm. Texas Tech, I think y'all got that crazy guy that rides a horse. Somebody a rebel or somebody rides a horse that comes out.
The red.
Yeah. So how is that experience? Just kind of take me through that experience. I mean, what is it like pre-game? What is it like during the game or leading up to a game on campus, on the different campuses for you guys?
For me, like we have like our players walk, walking next to, touchdown Jesus, and, kind of like seeing all the fans, reach out to you. You have like a little 5-year-old reaching his hand out to get a high five. And kind of just puts in perspective. I was like, wow, I was one of those kids,
Yeah.
Kind of like now I'm like one of those guys.
Yeah.
And it's just being in the environment. It's a crazy thing. The atmosphere. I probably for Reggie was probably a little bit different last year. For during COVID, not a lot of fans, but just seeing the crazy, atmosphere of all the colleges, Florida State with their chop.
Yeah.
And, Notre Dame, when, the Irish song gets going, everybody starts jumping and, push-ups when we score. It's just crazy to see like everybody's different thing, like Vatek and Enter Sandman. It's just crazy to see everybody's traditions. And, some might say that's like intimidating, going to Enter Sandman, but seeing that kind of gets your blood boiling, gets it going, and pretty excited, play against that.
Yeah.
And everybody has their own thing, and some like it, some don't. But with Notre Dame's traditions, are one of my favorite.
Yeah.
I would say, so me playing at two different schools, like I kind of compared to two different situations.
Mm-hmm.
So at Wesco, like everybody know, like the fans there are ridiculous, and like the stadium is huge and it sits up high, and kind of it's just surround, like you're in a big bowl pretty much. So like here it's a little bit more open. It's not as like over you. It's just kind of pushed back. It goes back a little bit different, and we don't. I hate to say this, but the atmosphere at Wesco is way different from here. We had the seats at Wisconsin was filled. Like it was no more room. Sold out pretty much every game. And here is like not so many fans. It's a good amount. Don't get me wrong. It's a good amount. It's cool. But like here is more of like I focus more on the game than like the atmosphere itself, because I know what it was like to play in Camp Randall. So like I still appreciate it. I still enjoy it. It's just more of I kind of like block it out completely now, because it's more I don't want to think of worrying about how many people is in the stands or anything like that. And then like even before the game even start, when we get off the bus, it's still not that many people. It's just more of we got like a bunch of people lined up, and like with like cowbells. That's like kind of like how it usually goes. And then like the cheer team, the band, and all the stuff is right there. And we kind of just walk straight into the locker room. At Wesco, we had the People's Walk, like how they have it, but we'll go through under the arch, and like families be there, you hug your family, hug whatever, high five like the little kids and stuff like that. But yeah, no, it was just two different experiences that it's definitely dope. And then like with the Red Raider like run, like when they like shoot the guns and stuff, you don't see it because the smoke is like it's covering the tunnel, so you don't see it, you just hear it. You hear the guns go off, and then like they'll tell you just get to running. So like you're running out there blind, you bump a couple people, you run out there filling on like just filling out, and so you can't really see anything when they do that. But it's definitely still cool, just experiencing two different colleges and kind of being able to compare it.
Yeah.
Now, both of you have, I'm going to say, pretty intimidating fathers. I mean, realistically, they're both, they're both football guys. They've probably taught you a lot. How would you say that they were involved in your journey to get to where you are?
For me, my dad, he's one of my best friends, father figure, stuff like that. And, football, was a big portion of it, but mostly, he taught me a lot of, life lessons and, most importantly, how to be a great man and, do the right thing and stuff like that. And, he's probably watching right now. Hi, Dad.
This was the opportunity to shout out to dads. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, he just, he was always, on me and stuff like that. You got to work harder. He always gave me these messages I didn't really understand, but he would always keep saying them. And finally, I kind of was like, all right, I understand them now. But like, the biggest thing is, what are you going to do when nobody's watching? It was probably the biggest one that stuck out for me. And, that's kind of how I got to here, is because, elementary school all the way up through high school is, oh, how can I be the best? What am I going to do to be the best? And, I separated and had to make sacrifices, friends, family, stuff like that. And, just had to go into a different mindset. And, that's the same message, that he's giving me now. Just pushing myself. What can I do extra? How can I be the best? And, stuff like that. But, he's always there for me, if I had any concerns and stuff like that. And, but he was always, a great father. Me and him always wrestled, and he would take me to Lomas's camps. And I was in 7th grade.
Yeah.
Our seniors going to, big time schools. And he would just say, like, you got to just be more determined, and you got to be, stronger, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, Dad, he's a senior in high school. Yeah. Like, he just punched me in the face, and he's like, well, you got to get pissed off or something like that. And, having him, keep pushing me, but also, giving me my space, to be a kid, and, just having his support, and, my whole family support, including my mom. She's, my number one supporter, my number one fan, and, I couldn't have done it without her.
Thank you for the shout outs to moms.
Yeah.
Yeah, my dad is very, very, very included into everything that I do. He definitely helped guide me in the right direction, and kind of helped me with like making the right decisions. And you can take everything that Rocco said is exactly how he is. He stays on top of me and makes sure I'm doing everything to my best ability. And like, even if I do something that I can't control, it's more of like, it's good, but like still like figure out a way to like make sure like you good and like you working it out, you making it work. But he just got on me the other day about running yesterday. Like we have time off to where like we gotta like take care of ourselves, take care of our bodies and stuff like that. And I woke up to like a text. He was like, "You good?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm straight." He was like, "You running today?" So I'm still asleep. So I'm trying to figure out what is he talking about? What do you mean am I running today? And then like it kind of just clicked like, oh dang, he did tell me yesterday I should run and all that stuff to kind of make sure I'm staying on top of like getting my body open so I don't just go out to practice and pretty much pull something. So he got on me yesterday about that. And then just one thing that like he kind of tell me like within my game is like never take a play off. So I kind of worked on that a good amount of times because it has been plays like before I came here when I was at Wesco, and like I watched film and like dang, I could have like went to go get that pick or like kind of just made sure they didn't score, or I could have beat that linebacker to the backfield and all that other stuff. So I kind of opened my mind of like what I'm capable of doing, kind of helped me exceed from my own expectations. And another thing that he makes sure I don't do, because I'm my worst enemy. Like I'm always like super competitive. I'm always I critique myself too much, pretty much. So like he'll tell me like, don't worry, like you good, don't worry about it. Just do what you can control, and like whatever you can, just make sure you're doing to the best ability. So definitely just the support from my dad and just the guidance, and also the support from the rest of my family, my siblings, my mom, just kind of being that extra shoulder to be on if my dad is being too tough. And like I just need to go to my mom, like my pop's tripping. I need to have a regular conversation and stuff like that. So yeah, shout out to my mom, shout out to pops. I know they watching for 100%. But yeah, no, it's definitely been a good journey with my dad's guidance and just knowing what he been through before me, and just keeping me away from that stuff and just guiding me in the right direction. So
yeah. Yeah. I know the one thing that I learned in this game is never get too high and never get too low. You know what I'm saying? Just kind of stay kind of even keel, because you're going to go through those highs and lows in this game, and you guys already know that and stuff. But that was just probably the best piece of advice that I have. And believe me, even though my son not playing in these sports right now, believe me, man, I be on him too about regular things. Man, hey, look, when you go fishing, you got to be the best fisherman out there. You know what I'm saying? You go hunting, you got to be the best hunter out there. So that's how us dads are, man. We just want the best.
You
for
just
our
want the
kids.
best.
That's
you
it.
You want to be the best. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'd say be happy, guys. Enjoy the journey.
Yes.
And Ted Lasso, the happiest animal in the earth, in the world, the goldfish.
Yeah.
10-second memory.
That's it. That is it. Yeah. Yeah. So I again, I know you guys are getting ready, and Deb, we at 50 minutes now. So I know we better let these guys get on with the rest of their nights. But any last things that you guys, any comments, any last things that you guys want to say, and just about the upcoming season, about yourselves, what you're trying to get accomplished, just, let you guys just kind of close us out with the last words.
Yeah, just, trying to capitalize on this, last opportunity for us, for Notre Dame and, myself, just gotta, finish strong. That's been Coach Freeman's thing is finish as champions. We had to, finish our exams and finals and stuff. Most guys would want to be checked out by now, but just finish, strong. And that's, been my whole motto, my whole life, stay healthy, stay hungry, stay humble, and, get after it. Looking forward for next season. For me, it's got to be a big off season. Get bigger, faster, stronger. There's one of my dad's quotes. And just have fun with it too. Some days, you're not going to have, your best practice, but, going back to the film room and, what you can do better and, piggyback off of like Reggie said, like, man, I could have done a little bit more there. Or I could have ran to the ball, chased the ball and stuff like that. But, just, having fun, it's opportunity, I get to play the game I love and I'm just thankful for every down.
Yeah. Kind of just piggybacking off of Rocco, just more of being prepared for next season. Right now, prepping for this game I'm about to play in literally next week. So kind of just being prepared for that, making sure I'm staying healthy through practice and taking care of my body so I'm regenerating and stuff to play in that game to my capability that I think of, and just more of not checking out like Rocco said, like some people check out pretty early, and just not checking out from practice, not checking out from meetings, film, and just like everyday activities. So praying or whatever that may be for anybody else. So kind of just taking it easy and not letting my highs get too high, not my lows getting too low. So just maintaining what I'm capable of doing, maintaining what I can control, and just focusing on goals, life, and relationships.
I like it.
I
Now
do.
we know Rocco's number 50. What number are you wearing, Reggie?
So I worked 2 at Wesco, so I couldn't get that, so I came here and got 22.
22. Okay.
Good
Just
choices.
added another 2 on to that.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
All right.
Yeah.
I see it and stuff. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Go
And
ahead, Deb.
I was going to say we've got to wrap it up here. We're running out of time. And believe it or not, Reggie and Rocco did not know each other before this podcast, as I understand it. And you guys are like, you are so aligned. It's pretty incredible. So thank you both for coming. Thank you both for spending a little portion of your holiday week. And I think your break, or are you still in finals?
Finals are over. We're just practicing right now.
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay.
I'm done.
Well, okay. Good luck with the bowl games. And for all of our listeners, check us out on Facebook, on Spotify, SoundCloud, YouTube, and send in those questions. And I really appreciate your time, guys. This has been a lot of fun. You're both great guys.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Thank you.
And congratulations to your parents.
Yeah.
For raising such upstanding young men.
Yes.